Hello, and welcome back to How to Take Care of Winston. Today we're going to be talking about how to clean the tank. I did a brief little look through when I was showing you how to hatch baby brine shrimp. That's a separate video if you'd like to check that out. But today I'm going to show you more of an up close and personal view of how to clean the tank, just because it might be easier to see. So what you're going to need: this tool, this little scrub brush, this tool if you want. This is a softer one, a little less abrasive, can get in the crevices a little bit. And then the only other thing I forgot, scrub brushes for the tubes. I'm gonna just show you one of them, but you are able to take apart basically the whole tank and scrub any of the tubes if they have algae buildup if you need. So when I am cleaning my tank, usually I'm cleaning it when I'm hatching baby brine shrimp. Refer to the other video, it'll make more sense. But that's usually when I'm cleaning it. Now, you can definitely do an in-depth clean. Usually I do that a month, every other month. But for this case, if you're taking care of Winston for me, you will just be doing a brief clean, which I will show you now. Now here's the current state of the tank, looking a little nasty. You can see there's a little bit of algae buildup here, some extra food that I had left over that I had not cleaned. You can kind of see in this little compartment here, there's a bunch of algae buildup here, which I can kind of show you how to clean as well. And then if you can kind of see, there's some algae buildup in the tube there. Now people, this is just, in my opinion, this is a sign of a relatively healthy tank. It's not excessive, a little bit of time to build up. The algae is building up because I am not cleaning out my food correctly. If you clean out your food correctly, you really won't have this issue. If you're doing about weekly water changes based off of when you hatch your brine shrimp. Some people will also clean this filter here. I like to leave it. It's got beneficial bacteria. I don't really see the need to clean it all that often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to clean this area here, as well as the little tubes in here and this little compartment here. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do, as always, wash your instruments. You really want to have them saturated in water. I just use tap water. I'm sure if you're bougie, you could use distilled water. Really, you don't want to get a bunch of tap water in the tank, but it's usually fine, depending on where you live. I would be more careful if you have, that is great. There's stuff in, there's fluoride, there's that type of stuff. You really don't want a ton of that in the tank, but I find it's not that big of a deal if you are shaking the heck out of the brushes. Really what you want to do is you want to saturate it so you're not getting a bunch of air bubbles and that type of thing in the tank. So I'm just giving my tools a quick rinse, squeezing out and rinsing out as much water as you can, and then we're good to go to start cleaning. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to use is this big scrubber. I'm going for all this algae around here and some of the corners that you can kind of see. Hopefully you can kind of see that. Now, most important thing, don't freaking hit Winston or your jellyfish or whatever. Now, if you have a bunch of jellyfish, I would recommend taking them out. I have one. It's not that hard to avoid him. He's a little smaller. But yeah, so you're going to want to kind of keep an eye on him. You want to always have him in your peripheral. So you kind of want to slowly dip that in. And then you're just going to scrub. All of you know how to scrub. It's not that complicated. You're going to go in short little scrubs. You can see I'm going to use this little corner here to kind of get rid of that food there. There you go. See, it's kind of close to me. Now, while you are scrubbing, you also are creating movement in the tank. So you want to be careful of that. If you move really quickly, he's going to get whipped around. I have done it. It's terrifying somehow. Yeah, so you're going to slowly go. I like to go in little lines across the tank. And then when you get to this side right here, you're kind of gonna, I like to flip it around like this and just go up the side right there. And then I'll show you how you can clean the flow bar as well. But I just scrub the little holes with this big brush here. If you want, I can show you. This is a little extra. I really don't do this, but if you wanted to, you can clean out the little holes with one of my tube brushes. One of this little guy, I like to bend it at an angle here, really get it in there. really get a good grip on it. See where he is again, make sure you always know. And then you just put it in the hole and clean it out. This, look how beautiful that looks. Oops, I almost hit him. Classic. That looks beautiful. So the only problem is then you have to do every single one. So I tend to avoid it, but look at how much cleaner it is than the rest of them. So that's your choice. That's up to you. Some people might like that. Okay, so that's the way to clean the holes. The next thing we're gonna show you how to clean is the tubes. So this little tube here, you can see is looking a little worse for wear. Now, when you're cleaning any of the tubes, I like to turn the pump off so it's not pumping water while I have no tubes in it. Makes sense. So you're gonna go down to the outlet and you're gonna unplug the pump. Love, you've unplugged the pump. Now, in order to get this tube out, there's a bunch of different ways. You can, I don't know why I said that. There's one way the tube just comes out. So you're gonna pull, this is the pump cable. You're gonna pull on that. Oh gosh, uh-oh. Hopefully it didn't get stuck. I've had that happen before. Not a fun time. It did not. Perfect. So you can see, here's the pump. Here are all the tubes that you can clean if it really suits your fancy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to clean one of them, and then I'll jump cut to it all being clean. Crazy how that works. So the easiest way, just pull, you got all of them. Now, it's easy to forget which way they're connected, so I do one at a time so I don't forget. I unplug it, clean it, put it back on. So we'll go over to the sink and I'll show you how to clean this. All right, how to clean a tube. Take the tube out. Just with tap water, I'm gonna rinse it first. That'll get out a lot of it, honestly. It's not very, grab one of these little guys. You might have to adjust sizes based off of the size of the tube, obviously. You just freaking feed it through. For pretty much all these tubes, you can clean the entire thing with one of these guys. You don't need an excessively long one. As you can see, look how much better that looks. Then you just go from the other side. Not very hard. Clean it and rinse it again with water. Wow, it's beautiful. You can see the connector, also gross, so I clean that out before I put it back on, obviously. Clean it out. Rinse it. It's that freaking simple. Then you connect it back together. Again, like I said, I prefer to connect them as I go because I have messed up and don't remember how to put it back together. So I'm gonna cut away. You can see all this grime. When I get back, it's gonna be all freaking. All right, we're freaking back. Look at how clean that looks. It's beautiful. Now I'm gonna show you how to put it back in the tank because that's always nice to know. So when you look at this from the top here, you're gonna line this flow thing. Bring this back in. You're gonna have your flow thing on the left, the empty tube, or the whatever you wanna call it, the tube without the flow thing there. All you have to do, put this side back into this flow bar so it connects to this flow bar here. This side right here on that. Perfect. You're gonna slowly lower the pump back in. Easy enough. Again, the pump is still turned off. All right, slid off, okay? This part slid off from here because I had it at this weird angle. So you're just gonna move it to face perpendicular there horizontally and slide it back on. It's that easy. This tank, this tube goes into this little slot right here. That's where it goes. Beautiful, and now you're all set to turn it back on. I guess I should specify, the only other thing that you can do if you need to clean this flow bar is you just pull it out. You can use one of the little tube cleaner things to do it, and you just slide it right back in. Just keep in mind, you wanna have these things pointed at the right angle. So you might need to mess around with that. But yes, all you gotta do is plug it right back in. You can kind of spin it too. And then you just, oh, that's at a bad angle, so awk. Okay, sometimes it's harder than others. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's at a good angle there. You just push it right back in, and it's all set. We'll plug the pump right back in. You can tell it's working good because the lights are on. And you can hear the pump there starting to go. And you are all set. So as I showed you how to clean the main tank, I showed you a brief explanation, but you just keep going in lines down the side. I showed you how to clean all the tubes. The only thing I didn't show you, if you want a cameraman that want to come up, is how to clean this area. I just use one of these little tube brushes and I just clean the inside of it. It's not that complicated. You can get more crazy with it if you want to buy crazier brushes, but this works good enough. And you can kind of, if you put it at an angle like this on the bottom, you can kind of get all that algae out there. It's not that complicated. A little algae never hurt anybody. And then your tank is clean. It's that simple. It's that straightforward. The last and final thing that I forgot, because I always forget something, wash your tools. Once they're done being used, wash them in some tap water so you don't get salt crystals that are all up in there. That's gonna hurt your jellyfish. You got big old salt crystals that are what the heck is the word? Undissolved, that's what I meant to say. That are undissolved in the tank. Not gonna be a fun time. So give your tools a good rinse, a good shake off in some tap water. Let them dry before your next use. You're all